When Kellen first arrived on Harvard's campus as a Midwestern youth from the heart of Cleveland, the first thing he did was almost get his offer rescinded for some bad behavior in Canada. And yet, from such humble beginnings, he has flourished. He graduated from Harvard with a degree in government. He went back to Cleveland to do stand-up comedy during COVID. He even somehow managed to sneak into the Harvard Law School, where he's currently wrapping up his third and final year.
The most important thing to ever happen to Kellen was obviously being born in Cleveland. But the second most important thing to ever happen to Kellen was getting into Kirkland as a first year way back in 2016. As a student, he was in KDS. He ran HOCO. He was, we're told, a general menace. But he won the House Spirit Award because Kirkland was his passion.
And now, not only has he been a tutor for HOCO, IMs, KDS, beer seminar, brew club, and the head of pre-law, but he's also given counsel to countless undergrads and helped them on their journeys to graduating and, most importantly, being better people. Kellen has proved himself over and over again to be a good, thoughtful person who always puts people above himself. He will drop everything to help someone who needs it, and obviously he's a Kirkland diehard, which goes a long way.
Few have more commitment to this house than Kellen Dugan, but he is also a humble and self-deprecating person. And we know that he is probably squirming in his seat right now, hearing us say all these nice things about him. And we also don't want it to go to his head. So, we sourced some roasts from the people that care the most about him to keep his head on his shoulders and, truthfully, for our own enjoyment.
AJ Veneziano says, Kellen is the best person I know from Cleveland. Granted, that's like saying scrubbing bubbles is my favorite brand of toilet cleaner.
Ahmed says, you helped us witness the single most impressive streak of losing in fantasy football I've ever seen in my time. I mean, even losing to somebody who hasn't logged on in over 100 days. Holy shit, man, LOL. Our league will not be the same without you.
Meadow says, Kellen's been running a lot of different races recently, and he's getting pretty fast. Did you know that with a mile time of 10:30, he is legally required to go back to Cleveland to join the Browns? Yikes, they're getting pretty desperate.
Damn.
Matt Thomas says, not even J.D. Vance looks so much like J.D. Vance.
Malala Yousafzai says, Kellen was the worst chocolate Santa I ever saw.
Adam Alexic says, Kellen looks like an otter.
Dylan Roy says, I'm glad Kellen could finally find an identity that's more embarrassing than being from Ohio, being a law student.
Trevor Schultz says, you are so short and read too much.
Connor Dugan, Kellen's older brother, says, you look like the kid who starred in the 1999 horror film along Bruce Willis and saw dead people.
Dan Coppett says, I never saw anyone eat so many Costco cinnamon buns while struggling so hard at board games. He's good at manual labor, though.
Edie says, Kellen actually thinks he wrote better KDS plays back in the day.
McKenna Dugan, Kellen's sister, says, Kellen is infamous for his loud flatulence. When he became a Boy Scout, he farted in the introductory meeting and blamed it on our mother.
Oh my God.
Andrew Lobo says, Kellen's favorite pastime is to talk about all his study break ideas and not actually execute them.
Donald Trump says, not bad, not bad.
Giselle says, congrats on soon being a graduate of Harvard Law. It's amazing how you've made it this far without someone turning your Cleveland pride into a case study on excessive attachment.
Nikki Nair says, Kellen, I simply do not believe that along with being constantly available for every time somebody needs help, you somehow have the time to finish law school. You may have the rest of this house convinced with your KDS-trained acting, but I know the truth. You're using law school as a cover for your attempt to get closer to your illegitimate son, Ivor.
Okay, that should keep his ego in check, at least for the next couple days. But in all seriousness, it's hard to imagine what Kirkland will be like without Kellen. He spent 5 of the last 7 years in Kirkland and left a permanent mark on Kirkland's community and the people that he has helped and guided along the way. To prove this point, raise your hand if you have a good memory of Kellen or he has a positive impact on you.
When Kellen applied to be a tutor, he only applied to one house. 3 guesses which house that was. His dedication and enthusiasm are plain to see, and he is a testament to not only what makes Kirkland great, but what makes Kirkland home.
I know I'm not alone when I say Kellen has without a doubt been one of the most impactful people to me in Kirkland and in my college experience. I mean, what other tutor has had a character based off of them written into KDS not once, but twice? Throughout the last 2 years, I've seen Kellen put students first time and time again. Anyone who knows Kellen knows he deeply and genuinely cares about his students' well-being, often going beyond what is expected of him to be a strong support system for people who need one. Whenever I need a support, whether it be because I'm stressed because of schoolwork or dealing with everyday Kirkland drama, Kellen is always there to listen and give advice, even if it means getting behind on his own schoolwork. Many of my favorite memories in Kirkland involve Kellen, whether it's roasting him at Brew Club or getting to see him dance in the D Hall for Secret Santa. I don't think I've ever left an interaction with Kellen without a smile on my face.
We've done a lot of late night CVS runs. You've lost a lot of board games to me repeatedly. We've watched a lot of silly movies and TV shows. It's very difficult to imagine what this house will be like without you. You are a big part of why I came back. You're my best friend. I think of you like a brother, you know. So I'm very sad to see you go, but you know, at least the place you're going is not better than here. So maybe you'll come back. So, there's a chance we're holding out, compiling, you know, a report to send to Baker Hostetler to get you fired immediately. We've got the Chocolate Santa video. It's coming. It's headed to their inbox soon. But I love you, and I'm going to miss you very much. And I know everyone else here will as well.
We love you, Kellen!